entire event. Okay, so I'd like to welcome you all to ReferralTopia. My name is Steve Ziskowski, and I am the founder and facilitator of Caerusnet Facilitated Referral Teams. We started in 2008 as an alternative to two different ways that people network. One being the very casual way where you just grab coffee or you just go to a few events, to the very structured way, which is like a BNI, which is kind of over the top. We're kind of that Goldilocks scenario where at every CirrusNet meeting there is a facilitator who is interested in your success, who is working really hard to try to keep a team together and gelling. And they're people that absolutely love referrals, love people, and love networking. We started ReferralTopia. This is our 8th ReferralTopia event. The first one started in 2019, and that was an in-person ReferralTopia. It was kind of a business-type expo. Doug Moffat was there. He was one of the instructors that day. It was a lot of fun. And the world continues to change and morph and evolve, and we've got to morph and evolve with it. So ReferralTopia, its current incarnation, I think is the best and the most successful one that we have right now. And I'm looking forward to having a great morning with you. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I just want to cover before I introduce our speaker and our nonprofit beneficiary today, because we are also networking with a purpose today as well too. In addition to professional development, where we're going to learn some great things from our speakers, we're also here doing good. We are supporting a nonprofit, which is Jennifer Rice and Sent with Love. And Jennifer, could you just say a quick minute on what is Sent with Love, and just give people the overview of what it is, so they know what it is that they're helping today.
Well, thank you, Steve, and thank you for sponsoring Sent with Love. We, well, actually, with this background, it's making it so you can't see what I'm holding, I guess. But we send cards and care packages to families fighting pediatric cancer and other critical illnesses. My son had leukemia in 2019. He's doing great, but that's why I started this. And we also do, as part of that, we do 5 special deliveries at Mott. So I'm inviting you to request a Sent with Love Day in a Box and be a part of this organization by writing cards or perhaps even being one of our sponsors.
Okay, perfect. And just a quick thing, her organization, one is that I personally support as well too. I've done card parties where we send cards out, and it just feels so good. There's so many ways to help, and it's really appreciated. So I'm glad Jennifer's here to be a part of this. So a couple quick things that I wanted to cover with us again before we get started with our first presenter is how today goes. And Lauren, great to see you. I'm glad you could make it today too, and Scott Lee and many others that have signed on since. You're going to have a great morning. And what I'd like you to do is just kind of focus on this landing page just a little bit, because this is how we're going to navigate our experience together today. If you want to learn more about Jennifer Rice, we've got this video at the very top and a link to her website to learn more about Sent with Love. Again, wonderful organization. We're going to be switching gears here really in just a moment for Minesh Baxi's presentation, and that is right at 8 o'clock. When this ends, you're going to want to jump into the next session, which starts at 9 o'clock, which is the live networking session that I'm running. And this is a self-introduction gallery. I'll explain how the whole thing works when we get rolling. And then we go back to the speaker. The second speaker is Dylan England. He'll be talking about how podcasting has changed his life. And then after that, the next networking session is at 10 o'clock, and that's where you're going to be doing breakouts and meeting a lot of the people and having one-to-one contact, small group contact with folks that are attending today. My hope and goal is that you're going to learn new things today, as well as walk out with some great contacts that you can follow up with. So after my 10 o'clock networking session is done, we're going to close the day out with Tricia Turner. She's going to be sharing the top 5 principles she's used to build a referral economy in CirrusNet. So we're all doing this on Zoom this morning, but you can jump off the Zoom screen and join us later today over at the ReferralTopia Afterglow Luncheon. That's in Brighton at All Heart Garage, sponsored by Tricia Turner. So another quick thing that I'll mention is that if you liked ReferralTopia today, on the CirrusNet website under the Resources tab are all of the previous year's replays and speakers. We've had incredible speakers, some that are on the screen today. And all of those are recorded, and this will also be recorded and added to the library as well too. The other thing that I'll mention is when you meet people that you're going to meet with, use that resources tab and use the Trust Builder meeting guide to have great meetings with the people that you're going to be connecting with today. One other final thing to say, Megan, great to see you. Chuck, great to see you. Angela, great to see you. Catherine, and so many of you that have signed on, you're going to have a great morning. Here's what I'm going to ask for. Our speakers have worked really hard today to give you great content, stuff you can use, right? My ask of you is that you're a great audience. Try to be as engaged as possible. They really feed off your energy. Use that chat for comments, questions you might have. This is not a networking session, but the next one is. So the next one you'll be talking and putting your contact information into the chat. And I also wanted to let you know that for those of you that registered for ReferralTopia that are here today, you are part of our official attendee list with your contact information. This will go into all of the networking sessions. So again, for those of you that took the time to register and pay to be a part of this event and support our nonprofit, I want to be sure that you're part of that attendee list and people can easily find you. Are we ready to have a great morning? I'm ready to have an awesome morning. And I know that you're going to really appreciate the value of our first speaker, and that is Minesh Baxi. Minesh is a friend of mine and also a business colleague. We were constantly getting people telling us about 5 or 6 years ago, Steve, do you know Minesh? Steve, do you know Minesh? People were asking Minesh, do you know Steve Ziskowski? Minesh and I were referred together by people that thought that he and I would have great synergy. And as it turned out, Minesh has been a business coach of mine. I've spoken at some of his events. This is his second ReferralTopia, and he's helped many Caerusnet members up their game in business. Let's put our hands together and welcome my friend and TEDx speaker, business coach, Minesh Baxi.
Well, thank you so much for bringing me here today. And I don't know if you spotlight. Yes, there you are. So first of all, thanks, Steve. Really love your group here. Jennifer, coincidentally, lives about 30, 40 minutes from where I am. So it's a great idea from that perspective. I used to live in Michigan. Some of you know that. And now I live in Florida, just like Steve. The Zoom world changed life for all of us, and we are taking the advantage of it. So the first question I really want to ask each and every one of you is, how is 2025 going for you so far? How many of you, the year has been fantastic? Raise your hand if you feel like it, or if you don't, just put it to +1 in the chat. So that way, so some of you are saying the year is going great. For how many of you, the year is kind of so-so and could use some improvement? How many of you would like to raise hands for that? Okay, I see some of the hands for that as well. Here is the part, whether it is going great or whether it is not, the last 90 days can make a huge difference in your business. So how many of you, regardless of how the year has gone, you're willing to do whatever it takes to make the next part, which is the last quarter of the year, unbelievable for you? How many of you are in that phase of mind? Okay, good. How many of you are going to listen today? Like listen with care, taking notes, and what I'm going to teach you can dramatically change your life in the next 90 days. Now, that's not a light promise. I'll show it to you how you can do that. So some of you may have known a little bit about my background. I was born in India. That's why my accent is different. I was not born in Brighton. And I was obviously one of those people who went to school, college, just like most people were told. And I took on a computer programming job. I was a programmer for 12 years. Now, has anybody been fired before from a job? Okay. So in my case, in 25 years ago, I was out of job and I was struggling. I was a programmer who hated his job. Now, some of you know it can be pretty dreary between October and April in Michigan, especially if you have a 45-minute commute with snow. It's not a lot of fun. So eventually I said, I can't do this anymore. And I turned to becoming a speaker, author, and a business coach. It was not an easy journey. So if you started your journey, you've struggled at times, and maybe you're struggling currently, I totally understand that, because nothing new is easy. Nothing new will just automatically give you results in life. But if you know the right things to do, and if you do them consistently well, with a lot of intensity and focus, you can get where you want to go. Today, I want to teach you a simple concept. One offer and one connection can explode your business. Let me repeat that. One offer, one connection can explode your business. In the next 90 days, you can decide what that offer is, and you can decide who the people are to put it in front of. And that's how you can grow your business 30% in the next 90 days. Now, depending on your belief, depending on your mindset, you may not agree with it. Perfectly fine, but listen with open mind today. Listen from a perspective of, yes, it is possible. So let me ask people, and again, you can put it in the chat if you cannot raise hand or whatever, is like, how many would like to see that one offer, one connection work for you so that you can grow your business by 30% in the next 90 days? Okay, everyone pretty much agrees with me, correct? So this is not fluff. One connection alone brought me over $1 million in referrals and still brings me business to this day. One connection. And that's what ReferralTopia is about, building that one connection. Now, you may meet a lot of people, but that one connection can dramatically alter your business. So I'll show you a couple of slides, but remember, we are going to keep it very simple. One offer, one connection. So at any point you're asking yourself, Minesh, how come I'm not getting the clients I want? How come my business is not growing the way I want? Work on your offer and put it in front of the right people. Does that make sense to you? One offer, put it in front of a lot of people. Now you may have to test a few offers to get to the right offer. You may have to put it in front of a few different people to get to the right connection. But once you put the offer in front of the right connection, your business will explode. Why? Because, let me show through the slides here. So give me a minute here. Okay. So this is a quick slide I made, nothing fancy. Okay. So we talked about growing your income 30% in the next 90 days. Some of you said your year is going great. Some of you may not feel that way, but everybody would like to grow their income. I will show you how you can actually do it. Here is the number one reason people don't buy from you. If you understand this, the rest becomes easier. We think it is the price, like only if it was cheaper off, only if so and so. No, money is not an objection. Just because you can see, I was talking to a very successful entrepreneur. He's worth well over 100 million. He has a couple of Rolls Royces which are worth $500,000. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad place to be. He has his own plane and everything else. Guess what? He doesn't think about money the way you and I do. So it's not about money. It's not about the price. It's not about timing. It's like only if they would, no. It's like you have to realize that the only thing that is preventing you from being able to get a client is lack of trust. Lack of trust. So how many of you understand what I'm talking about? I would love to hear. How many of you understand that lack of trust is the number one reason you don't buy? So Kyle and I were talking, we had a great conversation for 30 minutes, and I was able to tell him that, hey, your job is to build trust. Kyle, isn't that pretty much what we talked about? But you have to build trust by not being salesy. Would that be fair enough, Kyle? That's what we were talking about, right? You and I talked about that. So do you agree that building trust is your number one job?
I would agree, and you kind of gave examples of doing things in other ways to help them, or find ways that are going to bring value to them, maybe outside of what you're trying to sell or bring.
Correct. Yeah. So he's trying to get a $6 million 401k client. Guess what? If he goes to that business who's already having like 100 employees and solves their problems. Now, you don't have to do this, Kyle, but you could use this as a gift. I have a book called Stop Hiring Losers. And you could send them as a gift. And I'm sure some of the people who have hired know what I'm talking about, right? And that's what I'm talking about. It's like building trust is your number one focus in every conversation. In front of everybody, your number one focus is how do I build trust? Not when they buy your product or service. No, now. Like now. How do you build trust with people? So let's go back to the slide here. Okay, so it's lack of trust. So how do you build trust, right? So there are a number of things to do, but your offer is the real trust builder. Your offer creates that bridge from people not knowing you, not trusting you, to taking action. Your offer gives them that step over the bridge between where they are and where you are. And if you don't focus on that bridge, if you don't focus on that bridge being something that they can feel comfortable stepping up, taking other steps to reach you, you will miss the point about building trust. So your offer can build confidence with people. Your offer can build credibility for people. Your offer can build immediate trust so that people are like, yeah, I want to at least open up a conversation with this person. Now, one other person who is very famous for this is Alex Hormozy, if you can see the screen here. So he recently came out with a book called $100 Million Money Models, and he sold 3 million copies. I bought a couple of hundred of them, by the way, because I understand the value of giving value to my clients and so on and so forth. So how many of you understand that the number one thing you should be working on right now is building trust by creating an offer? Good. So some of you have talked to me before. Maybe I've given you some coaching on your offers, but I'm going to give you an offer which will sound almost too good to be true. But I want you to start looking at it from a perspective. And this is the offer that I got from the book, $100 Million Money Models, which I saw became very successful in Michigan. So I'll give you a quick story. So there was a company in my area near Troy, Waterford area called VIP Fitness. Has anybody heard of that? So they had a program roughly maybe 10 years ago, maybe or less than that. I don't remember exactly. And the offer was really crazy. And when I saw that offer, I couldn't believe that this was a real offer, but that was the foundation of Alex Hormozy building a $100 million business. So he created that offer, and I will tell you the offer that made a big difference and got my attention. So how does that work? Here is the offer. It's called Win Your Money Back. The offer is Win Your Money Back. So start thinking how this could apply to your business as I explain that. So here is what it is. Do X in Y time within the Z rules, then you get the money back. Like, Minesh, that sounds crazy. Where would anybody make money? Well, think a little bit more long term. If you understand the lifetime value of a client, obviously if your lifetime value of a client is $10, it's not going to work very well, right? But your client value is $1,000 or more dollars. This will work really, really well. So here is all the person has to do. They have to actually do the work within a certain time period in a certain framework. Okay. So this is working all the time. So this is the pages 24 to 26 in the book about that. So here was the VIP Fitness offer. Give us $500 deposit. Come to the gym and do the things that we tell you on a regular basis. You lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks. We give you your $500 back. How many of you think that sounds totally nuts? Would you all agree with me on that? That sounds totally nuts. But what is the number one reason for an offer? Shout out to me. What is the number one reason for an offer?
Build trust.
Build trust. So if you know the person was relatively credible enough, right? If the business VIP Fitness was credible enough and they said, hey, the rules are very simple. You lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks, come to the gym. And they had a couple of more things that they had to promote on social media on a daily basis, what they were doing, which is how I found out about it. And over a time period that I remember one of my friends, Brenda, she lost pounds. She was very happy. Guess what that did for her? Build trust, and he wants to continue the relationship because most people want to lose more than 20 pounds. Mary Beth, would you agree most people want to lose more than 20 pounds, right? So if they lost 20 pounds with $500 deposit and they got the $500 back, they're likely to say, hey, this is a good place to continue the relationship. Would you all agree with me on that? And that is the foundation of the concept, win your money back. Because here is what you have to remember. If you build what I call a loyal 100, I just recently heard the term, but loyal 100, if you build enough people in a community, guess what will happen? They will love you and they will reward you long term. Don't look for today where I can make $1. Look at how can I make $1 in a relationship long term by providing so much value up front that it almost sounds crazy. It must sound like, so I'm going to make a crazy offer to you and walk you through how this fits the win your money back. So how many of you again want to make the last quarter, the last 12 weeks unbelievable so you can grow your money? Let me see those hands again, right? Okay. How many of you actually are willing to believe it can happen for you? Like, yeah, maybe, hopefully someday, but you are, now again, it will take work, right? It's not Minesh is going to do the work for you. But if I provided you a roadmap and support system, how many of you think that will make a lot of sense to follow? Correct? Okay. So the only thing that will hold us back is our limiting beliefs, which are holding us back sometimes too often. Now again, the offer's job is to build trust. So here is what I'm going to do. Let me show you the offer so you can see exactly what that is, right? Let me see if I can share this on the screen and I'll explain it exactly the way it is. So here is what it is. This is a special for ReferralTopia for Steve Ziskowski's team here. So we want to help you design the best offer ever in the next 90 days, experiment with it, work with it, fine tune it, put it in front of the right people. So then you can grow your income by 30% using clarity and accountability. So here is what it is. In the 90 days, we will show you how to design the most compelling offer ever for your business, one that creates clarity, accountability, and connection. Basically builds trust. So here is what it is. It's a 12-week mastermind, which normally would be $997. Accountability partner system, because people do well when they have buddy system. Best ever offer planner and tracker. $100 million money models book, which itself is $29. It's a hard copy. But here is the fun part. When you do the work, you get the $297, which is the investment for it, towards Caerusnet dues. Okay, so I'm going to ask Steve to explain what I just said. Steve?
Yes. So what Minesh is saying is that you can grow your business by 30%. You can come up with an amazing offer that he's going to help you stay accountable to and help you understand and plan for. The cool thing about it is the $297 that enrolls you into this program. If you complete the whole thing, he's going to give you that money to apply towards your Caerusnet dues, which you have to pay anyways. So you get that money right back. I mean, that's insane, Minesh. That sounds like somebody that knows how to make an offer.
Well, thank you. See, all you have to do is attend at least 9 of the 12 calls. They're going to be on Saturdays at noon, so that people won't say, hey, I have client appointments all the time and stuff. Most of people are relatively flexible, right? At least 9 of 12 calls and do the work, which is simple. The homework that you should be doing anyway. And the homework is not going to be climbing Mount Everest. The homework is understanding your client and creating better offers and presenting it to enough people to see which is the most relevant offer for them. And all the investment is $297. And then you get the money back. January, you're like, hey, here it is. I get to use money towards Caerusnet dues. And again, it's up to Steve where the money you can use, whether it's for sponsorship, whether it's for ReferralTopia type of events, or anything else that is coming up. But the bottom line is it's only $297. So I would love to just open up for any questions people might have.
Yeah, if you've got a question, please just go ahead and unmute and ask Minesh your question, or if you've got a comment.
Correct. Because I know somebody's thinking it is too good to be true.
Anybody thinking that here? Too good to be true?
Have you worked with a nonprofit yet, Minesh?
Yeah.
To do this? I mean, to do this particular offering?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been a business coach for 25 years. Yes, I've worked with nonprofits.
And you?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Who else has a question?
I have a question from the group.
Yes.
Go ahead, Chaz.
So does this refer to independent teams as far as your membership dues there, or more like Caerusnet events like ReferralTopia, the breakfast, and other things like that?
We'll apply it for whatever you want. Minesh is going to send me the money, and if you want to use it to membership dues, you want to use it for events, whatever else, totally up to you. No problem.
Great. Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, that's going to be up to you. Yes, go ahead. Somebody else has a question? So
Just
here is
can
the
we have a
question I have for
copy
you.
of
Pardon?
can we have a copy of the information in our email to look at later? Right?
Yeah, but
Great.
the offer will go away by the end of the day.
Oh, sure. Fair enough.
Yeah, the offer will not last beyond today. So you take action today.
Yep, and just a quick note, as soon as this is over, when this event is over, you're going to get a
Correct.
recap email that will have all of the contact information, all of the offers attached to it, so you can follow up with that.
Exactly. So the only question you and I should be asking is, what is the risk? It's like, hey, if I'm willing to grow, if I'm willing to learn, what's the risk? And if you're a member of Caerusnet, there is really no risk from that perspective. Steve and I have been friends enough a long time that there is nothing to worry about from that perspective. So anybody has a reason why this makes no sense to them? I would love to hear in the last few seconds. Yes, Lauren? Sorry, I thought she was speaking to us. Okay, well, that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you is create one offer, find a connection, and your business will grow by 30% in the next 90 days.
Yep, and I'll also add to that, Minesh is somebody I have complete trust in. He shows up 100% for every student that he has and every engagement that he has. You're working with somebody that has an incredibly solid foundation that can see what's coming around the corner normally faster than most people. So he's very, very gifted. And thank you, Minesh, for putting this generous offer out there to help people grow their business by up to 30%. Have a small investment, and also get that money right back. So what a great opportunity for all of us. Let's put our hands together and show Minesh Baxi our appreciation for his offer today. We are going to be switching gears though right now. What I'm going to ask you to do, for those of you that are here to also network, that's our next session. So what I want you to do here in just a moment is we're going to leave this meeting. So we're going to close it out, go right back to the landing page and click on networking session number 1. Meet me there in just a minute. You're going to want to be sure you have your video and audio on because you're going to be self-introducing and we're going to be putting contact information into the chat. I'll see you over there in just a moment. And great job, Minesh.